They say that curiosity killed the cat, but in video games it often gives you some gamer score or a nice shiny trophy instead. Sucks to be you, cats. While some achievements take so much planning you might need to use a literal calendar, others can be stumbled upon if you just stop and think, what would happen if I did this? Some games just like to reward players for messing about in their games, even if it is a bit silly. So sit back and enjoy the achievement bloops and trophy pops that you only get for giving in to your curiosity.
Human Fall Flat is a physics-based puzzle game that encourages players to play about in its levels by throwing more achievements at them than you can shake a stick at. See what we did there? This game constantly rewards players for testing what the game's physics will let them do, such as seeing how high you can stack boxes, seeing how far you can ride around in a dumpster like the little trash goblin you are, and of course seeing if you can safely fling yourself across a ravine using a catapult. Turns out the answer is yes. Yes, you can. But our favourite achievement is found in the very first level, where you stumble across this, beautiful fountain. Being Londoners, we can't help but try to recreate the iconic look of a pigeon sitting on a statue's noggin. And it seems the developers knew that, because what are we rewarded with for clambering up onto the statue's head but 10 gamer score and the achievement Pigeon Simulator. Have to say, that's pretty cool. Get it? Coo? Because pigeon? Look, you try writing this stuff every week.
Dark both figuratively and literally, you'd probably think there isn't much room in Little Nightmares for light-hearted japes, unless you consider it a jape to get snapped up and most likely eaten by some horrible spaghetti arm man. Yeah, like that. However, this game does have opportunities for levity, rewarding players with achievements for messing about in the moor, the horrible sea vessel you're trapped on. For example, if you decide to jump on a bed a few times to see if you can get some height, you gain 50G and the achievement Highly Sprung. You'd jump even higher if you knew what slept there, and fun time's over, now I'm back in fear mode. But another even more generous achievement can be earned in Chapter 2, where Six has to clamber over a grand piano. Now, whenever we see a piano in a game, we can't help but go up and see if we can play it, so of course we gave it a go here, and... yes, you can play the piano. Well, I say play, you can make noises with it, and not only are you rewarded with those noises, but also a whopping 150G achievement, Six's Song. So many keys, yet none to unlock your cage. Ah, piano keys, I see what you did there. Now back to trying to escape the spaghetti arm man. Oh god, I really wish it was the other kind of keys.
Good morning, and welcome to yet another day of space adventure.
If there's one thing you must do on a ship, it's keep it ship-shape. And the spaceship you run around in a hat in time is certainly that, even if one room is basically a giant pillow pit. Okay, 2 seconds, I'm doing that again. One reason why it's so clean is because you have some help from this little Roomba-style robo-vacuum. And, if you're like us, as soon as you see it, you'll immediately want to recreate every Hoover-related cat video on the internet. Stand on the vacuum for long enough, however, and it rewards you with sweet, sweet gamer score. Whee! Again. Yes, you're awarded the achievement Vacuum Vandal for riding this poor little appliance, which, going by the effort we can see, is clearly not designed to carry the weight of a little human girl and her bloody massive hat. Ugh, fine, let's go sit down. If I fit, I sit? Okay, the developers of this game really need to spend less time looking at cat memes.
Lara Croft is no stranger to diving headfirst into dangerous situations. For instance, in Rise of the Tomb Raider, where she's constantly nearly getting killed. But she's also known for literally diving headfirst thanks to her beautiful swan dives, which I'm sure even Tom Daley would praise her for. Rise of the Tomb Raider's gorgeous environments provide lots of wonderful diving spots for Lara to plunge off with the confidence of someone who definitely has private health insurance. But one diving spot that only inquisitive players might find is in the geothermal valley farmstead. Here there's a well full of water, and right next to it is a hut whose roof sticks out towards it in a way that, to adventurous minds, looks like some beautiful makeshift diving board. Try and swan dive off of this and... yes, Lara performs the perfect dive, and players who decide to utilise Lara's skills in this unique way are rewarded with the aptly named achievement for my next trick. I mean, what a hell of a trick, right? Okay, time to try the big tower next. Ouch! Okay, maybe that was one step too far for today.
Mind your step here, Beckoned. I wouldn't want the Colosse's failure to claim any more lives than it already has. It is not here by choice. Or our choice, anyways. Such questions would be better suited for the Primos. Suffice it to say that this was made in anticipation of something that never occurred.
If you were to build a giant city in the sky, the one thing you'd probably not include is a big hole in the middle that people can easily fall through. But tell that to the Colossi in Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning's Teeth of Naros DLC. These giants built Idylla, a beautiful city that they raised up from the ground in order to escape the monsters of the world below. However, the city's main concourse is unfinished. They had planned to house a large mystical artifact to really set the whole place off, but since that didn't go to plan, there's a large, distinctly unmystical hole instead. Budget cuts, am I right? And have they fenced this off for people's safety? No! This Heavenwood Haven relies on word of mouth, with many of the locals warning you to stay away from the edge of the rather large sky pit.
Watch your step up here in the concourse. It is a long way down.
But the thing is, if you tell someone not to do something enough times, eventually they'll start to get curious. I mean, if they really wanted you not to go into the big hole, they'd surely have put up even some rudimentary barriers by now. And hey, this game doesn't let you jump off things unless they're safe. So, you do a run-up, leap into the abyss, and... you of course immediately die, gaining the I Regret Nothing achievement, 5 gamer score, and the knowledge that you acquired the only full death in the game. Now well, maybe it's safer when the mystical artifact is in place. Okay, someone really needs to tell these people about railings.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
When at risk of being killed by murderers on the loose, it's probably not advisable to stop and play a game of pool, but tell that to curious players of what remains of Edith Finch. When walking through the cel-shaded version of your great-aunt's last night alive, you make your way down into the Finch basement, where you pick up an abandoned crutch. Then at the bottom of the stairs, you turn to see a pool table. And if you think about it, a crutch is basically the same thing as a pool cue. At least that's what I tried to explain to the local pub landlord before he finally banned me for life. So some players might want to see if they can use their makeshift cue to pot a few balls, and also get a load of ugly cans out the way in the process. To be fair, Great Aunt Barbara's shots could do with some work, as she tends to just swing wildly, but totally tidy that tabletop and you'll get... yes, a trophy for clearing all the balls off the pool table, even if, like us, you only pocketed one and the rest just ended up on the floor. What? We're setting a Home Alone style trap for murderers, and you can't prove otherwise.
Half-Life Alyx is less a video game and more the developers Valve just showing off in VR, the clever bastards. It's full of rewarding moments for players who want to mess around with its physics. For example, see my genuine and complete joy at finding out I could put a traffic cone on my head. Big moment for River Medway fans. However, Valve were not content with just giving us the pure joy of messing about with items in VR. No, they also popped in an achievement for curious players right at the start of the game. When you wander into Alex's little hideout, you'll find a snark, a horrible exploding alien bug thing, in a jar. Cool enough, but next to it you'll also find a container labelled "Not Coffee." Shake this over the jar's top and oh joy of joys, the little bug will jump up to nibble away. Not only is this adorable, but it also earns you the beautifully punny achievement, Good Grub. Yes, he is a good grub. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. After this, you'll find yourself shaking all sorts of things in the game to see what happens. That is until you pick up a bottle and see that the liquid physics in this game is so good that you'll become hypnotised. Wow. Again, Valve, the clever bastards.
So those were some of the achievements that only the extremely curious players out there will get. Can you think of any other examples? If so, drop a note in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, well, I have great news. This is a great news day for you because we've made so many videos like this before that are similar in vibe. So check them out. A few of them are on screen now. And if you enjoyed this, then you know what I'm going to say. It's the old like and subscribe, but we really would appreciate it. All right, thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.